Celtic are making moves in the January transfer market with some exciting names emerging. A striker from Wilfred Nancy's old club could be heading elsewhere, a Hearts midfielder is being linked with a move to Paradise, and we've got all the latest on a young Irish defender. Plus, some interesting thoughts on Nancy's future at the club. It's been a busy 24 hours, but first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic have reopened talks with an Irish defender they've been tracking for over a year. 17-year-old Vinnie Leonard has been monitored closely by the Hoops, and according to the Daily Record, they've reportedly reignited their interest. Leonard has attracted interest from clubs across Europe, including Genoa, Lyon, and Norwich City. Dundalk are not under pressure to sell. Any deal would require a significant six-figure fee with add-ons on top. For a League of Ireland club, that's a serious valuation, but it reflects both Leonard's potential and the competition circling. If Wilfred Nancy's side are successful in capturing his signature, he would likely remain at Dundalk until the end of the season before making the move to Celtic Park. That approach suits all sides. Dundalk keep their player for the season as Leonard continues his development without disruption. The boys secure a prospect early while avoiding the risks of shelving a teenager in an academy environment too soon. He signed his first professional contract with Dundalk last year, a move designed to protect the club's position rather than signal any long-term stay. He featured for Ireland at the U17 World Cup in November, playing the full 90 in 5 games and scoring against Switzerland in the round of 16. Now for the main story, as Wessam Abu Ali played under Wilfred Nancy at Columbus Crew and is reportedly set for a move away from the MLS this January. There were rumours that a reunion was on the cards when Nancy was preparing to join Celtic. However, it has now been reported by the Daily Record that he's set to join Turkish Super League side Trabzonspor during the MLS off-season. The striker, who represents Palestine, was almost certainly persuaded to make the move to Europe and join the Hoops by his national team manager Ihab Abu Jazar. Abu Ali made the move to the Crew in July for £5.7 million and scored 3 goals in 5 appearances. He made that switch from Africa to North America after netting 28 goals in 35 matches for Al Ahly in Egypt. It's a crucial transfer window for Celtic as reinforcements are required to fit Wilfred Nancy's style of play. A striker is the priority as the Hoops have squandered a number of chances in recent matches. All eyes are on the board as it remains to be seen how far Nancy is backed in the market. With a title race on the cards, the club cannot afford to sit still and not spend money as the window is just over a week away from opening. Michael Nicholson said Wilfred will be backed over January, but what does that look like in the current climate with Celtic's transfer recruitment not up to scratch? It's surprising that we're not seeing Celtic make a move for Ali. In other news, Andy Halliday has suggested that one Hearts player could be the answer to a growing problem at Celtic under Wilfred Nancy. Speaking after another weekend where Celtic created chances but still looked open at times, Halliday pointed to Cammy Devlin as a midfielder who could bring balance and edge to Nancy's side. Nancy has made it clear that he wants Celtic to play on the front foot. The shape has been bold and attacking, with a back three and 2 central midfielders asked to cover a lot of ground. That approach has led to chances and pressure, but it has also left space when the ball is lost. Celtic have conceded goals in moments where the team has been stretched. At the same time, Devlin's stock continues to rise at Hearts. He's out of contract next summer and has been one of the standout players in Scotland this season. Hearts are currently 6 points clear at the top of the table, even though they've played 1 game more than Celtic. Devlin has been central to that run, both in breaking up play and in keeping the team moving forward. What makes Devlin an interesting case is how his role has changed. He's no longer just a disruptor. This season, he's shown he can play in a team that controls games and dominates the ball most weeks. That has added weight to the idea that he could fit into a side like Celtic, where possession is expected rather than optional. Halliday laid out his view clearly when discussing where Devlin would fit best if he were to move on. He said, "I think Celtic need a Cammy Devlin more than Rangers do. I just think with this shape that Wilfred Nancy is taking with Celtic, the 3-4-3 and the 2 in the midfield, I think Celtic need more legs next to Callum McGregor. I still think over the 5 games they look a little bit wide open at times. I think they look susceptible to counter-attacks, whereas I think Rangers' need for a midfielder is more someone that can get on the ball and progress the game up the pitch and create chances. So I actually think the profile of a player like Cammy Devlin is, I think, more suited to what Celtic need than Rangers. Halliday's point goes to the heart of Celtic's current issue. McGregor is being asked to cover large areas of the pitch while also setting the tempo. When Celtic lose the ball high up, there's often space behind him. A player like Devlin could reduce that risk by doing the unseen work and closing gaps before danger develops. Devlin's form this season suggests he's more than capable of that role. He's added discipline to his game and improved his use of the ball. Hearts have not suffered from having him in a side that wants to play high up the pitch. Instead, he's helped them stay aggressive without becoming careless. The contract situation adds another layer. With Devlin entering the final year of his deal next summer, Hearts will face a decision. Either they secure his future or they risk losing a key player. That reality naturally leads to talk about interest from elsewhere, especially when his performances have been so consistent. For Celtic, the appeal is clear. Nancy's system demands energy and awareness in midfield. It also demands players who accept the responsibility that comes with dominating games. Devlin has shown this season that he can meet those demands while still keeping his edge. There's no suggestion that a move is close or even likely. Hearts are flying, and Devlin is central to that success. In other news, Michael Stewart has questioned whether Wilfred Nancy's approach at Celtic will hold up over time, even after the dramatic win over Aberdeen offered the manager some short-term relief. The 3-1 victory at Parkhead eased pressure that had been building after a difficult run of results. Celtic created a huge number of chances, dominated long spells, and finally turned control into goals late on. For many supporters, it felt like a night that could steady things. For Stewart, however, the result did not erase deeper concerns. Speaking after the match, he focused less on the scoreline and more on how the game unfolded. His view was that the performance highlighted the risks within Nancy's system rather than answering doubts about it. That perspective places Stewart at odds with those who see the Aberdeen game as proof that the manager's ideas are beginning to take hold. Lastly, Celtic supporters will have a strong presence when the Scottish Cup returns next month, with arrangements now in place for the 4th round meeting with Auchinleck Talbot. The tie will not be played at Talbot's traditional home, but instead at Rugby Park, a venue far more familiar to Celtic players and fans alike. The decision to move the match away from Beechwood Park was made after concerns were raised about the surrounding area, coping with the scale of the occasion. With Celtic involved, demand was always expected to be heavy, and organisers opted for a ground better suited to hosting a large travelling support. Rugby Park offers that capacity and structure. It also removes some of the unknowns that can come with cup ties against lower league opposition. The surface, facilities and access are all standard for top-flight football, which should help the focus stay on the football itself. That's all for today's Celtic news. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'll be back later with more Celtic news. Hail, hail!